Welcome Capricorn to your reading for the week commencing December 9th. This is for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising and your Venus signs, Capricorn, and I will be looking into your general energy, your opportunity, your challenge, your unforeseen events and your advice. This is a general reading and it may not resonate in its entirety with all of you. However, do watch till the end, as there may well be messages throughout the reading that do resonate. If anyone is interested in information on a private reading with me, please reach out to me at revelationtarotgb@gmail.com. That's revelationtarotgb@gmail.com. I'm giving away my audio guided meditation to help you meet your spirit guides with every live reading that's booked. So unless you ask me to, I will never reach out to you via email, social media or any other platform for any reason, so please beware of scammers. See something fly out there. Don't know if it was just me. Capricorn. Look at that. Look at that. You always show up in a reading, Capricorn. Out of all the signs, you always show up like, hey, it's me, the devil, every time. Knight of Pentacles, which is you. First card out. Crazy. Strong energy, Capricorn. You have strong spiritual energy. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Five of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Oh, are we going to get 5 in a row? What? 5 cards in the upright. I haven't seen that happen in a very long time. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got an amazing reading, because not every card in the upright is positive, and that's what I keep trying to tell people. So let's go. Knight of Pentacles is in your general energy. So you are feeling strong. You are feeling in tune and aligned with yourself, Capricorn. You feel very organised. It's like, I'm there. I've done it. I've done my Christmas shopping. I'm done. I'm organised. I've bought the turkey. I've laid the table. I've pre-cooked the veg. I've frozen. Some people do that, you know. They pre-cook the veg and freeze it. So then they just have to kind of, you know, like treat it like frozen veg on the day. Just a little tip there that I got off the TV. You can even parboil your, sorry to go off on a tangent, you can parboil your roast potatoes, as in your potatoes. So get them to the point that you would before you drain them to put them in the roasting dish, and you can freeze those as well. So you just put them straight in the roasting dish on Christmas Day. Honestly, don't believe me. You go and check. I think it was, am I allowed to say where I saw it? Or is that gonna, it was on a popular British lunchtime sort of morning, that's a clue, morning lunchtime-ish programme that's on in the UK every weekday on ITV. And his initials are PV. Okay, anyone that's in the UK will know who I'm talking about. So, back on track. We're talking about roast potatoes. Yeah, it just feels like you're really organised. You've got everything under control, and you're in your element as well. You're kind of like, you're very calm. You're very zen. You're enjoying the present moment. I get this image of, you know, when you see time. What's it called when someone speeds up their timeline, like time warp? I don't know what it's called, but I can see you standing still with everything everything around you going fast forward, but you're just there watching it all go by. The Ace of Wands is in your opportunity, which is an opportunity for a fresh start of some kind, a new beginning, a fresh start. It may be, when we say new beginning, it may be something you've done for a long time, but you're finding a new way of doing it. So that gives it a fresh start, a new beginning to something you're already doing. And then we've got the Five of Swords in your challenge. Something had to come along and ruin it. You see, I told you, not all cards are positive in the upright. The Five of Swords is about conflict. It's about disagreements. And it may not be external conflict. Sometimes this card is just about your own internal conflict, your own emotional conflict. But we'll see which it is when we clarify. I've got the Page of Pentacles in your unforeseen events. Pentacles in again. Which makes me feel that you're about to embark on something that wasn't planned, but it's unexpected in a really nice way. It's like a new experience. Maybe it's a surprise, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of like, oh, we're doing this, guess what we're doing today, or next weekend, or whenever it happens to be. And you'll be like, well, we're doing this, that and the other. And they'll be like, no, you're doing this. And you're going to be like, what do you mean? Yeah, so it'll be something along the lines of, do you know what you're doing today? Yes, I'm doing my weekly shop at insert popular supermarket. And they'll say, no, you're not. I say, why not? Because you're going bungee jumping. And I'm not saying that's what you're going to do, but it's that kind of thing. It's not kind of like bungee jumping. I'm just saying it's that kind of conversation. Justice is in your advice. Yeah, make sure you've got a will. You should actually make sure you've got a will, in all seriousness. That card could mean literally that. Is like, make sure you've got all your affairs in order. Everyone should make sure they've got all their affairs in order. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, tonight, in the next 5 minutes. But apart from that, justice is really just about balance, fairness, truth. Hearing out the other side before you air your side. You know, wait until you have the information coming in before you decide what you're putting out. Is usually sometimes what that card means to me. So, Knight of Pentacles in your general energy. Clarified by the Four of Wands. So there's lots of celebrations going on. It's holiday season, of course there will be. But I do feel you just, like I said, you're letting it all go on. And you're just taking it all in. The Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands reversed. Some of you if this is about your work situation, if this is about your career, some of you are saying goodbye to someone that's leaving or has just left, or is leaving, this week. Potentially a boss, a manager, maybe even a director, something like that. I see celebrations, but I don't think that's because people are glad they're going. I think they put on a bit of a kind of a farewell do, and that's why you were having the celebration. But I think they'll be missed, whoever this is. I pick up kind of Wands energy, but really nice Wands energy. The kind of Wands energy that has you in stitches laughing all the time and is a real character. And yeah, their presence will be missed because they are very much a larger than life energy. So yeah, that will hopefully fit for someone. Seven of Pentacles also comes in. Kind of it pulls you into wanting to be a bit more analytical about what you're doing in your career, or if you're not working, what you can be doing with your personal time. You know, it may be that you start thinking, you know, I want to do something that's more constructive or more rewarding. You know, it's very nice doing the garden, or you know, making sure the car is polished and the wheels are shiny, for whatever it happens to be. But it's not actually rewarding, because it's not benefiting anyone except me. So I do feel like you're going to be pulled in a direction, Capricorn, thanks to Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius. You're going to be pulled in a different direction. You're going to be pulled into a direction of doing something that is for the benefit of others, even if you're not working, especially if you're not working. I mean, unless you're, you know, in your late 80s or something. Even then, I'm not ageist. You could still be doing that. Okay, so Ace of Wands in your opportunity is clarified by the Two of Cups reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Two of Swords reversed. I don't know what it is tonight, but the Spirit is leading me down some very, very specific, giving me some very specific messages. So it feels very kind of like I'm cutting out a lot of people here, but I'm going to try and broaden it. But what I am getting is that this Ace of Wands energy, for some of you, as I said, it's a fresh start. It's like a new beginning for something you've been doing for a long time. And the reason for that is, with the Two of Cups in reverse, some of you have been in a relationship for a long time and have gone through a breakup. And you're now getting used to, you know, it's like living your life, quite literally. You've still got to carry on doing it, but it's very different because you're not with that person. Some of you, it's about a spouse or a partner that's passed, and you've got to that place in the grieving process where you allow yourself to feel their absence. And this is what the fresh start is about. It's, you know, something you've been doing all the time. So if you're married, you're still married. They're just not with you. They're not with you in the physical sense. They're still with you. So it's getting used to doing something you've done for a long time in a different way, which is a fresh start. So I hope this makes sense. The Ace of Wands in reverse is also kind of makes me feel like you don't want to do it, which is a normal reaction. There's no real passion behind it. And then we've got the Two of Swords in reverse, which is also I think it's going to be a really tough time of year for a lot of people. And for those of you who are, you know, who that Christmas is like, just, you need to get it over and done with. Just do the bare minimum. You do not need to be, you know, getting involved with stuff. Or I think people will understand if they know your circumstance, that you're going to make an appearance, and if you'd rather be on your own than in company at certain times, so that you can be with, you know, with the person that you're missing, then I think that's absolutely fine. The thing is that not many people will understand that. You know, they'll want to be around you on Christmas Day. And that's really frustrating sometimes. It's like, when, you know, I've given you what you wanted, now give me what I wanted. But people have this stigma thing about, no, you cannot be alone on Christmas Day. If someone says to you guys, okay, listen to me, if you have a grandparent or a parent or you know, a brother or a sister or auntie or uncle who is bereaved, and they say they would like to be alone at some point on Christmas Day, let them go. Please just let them be on their own, because there's nothing worse than being forced into, you know, something just because you're trying to relieve someone else's emotional stress. That's all it is. Someone else is emotionally stressed about you being alone, even though there's no need for it. So now you've got to help. Do you see what I mean? It's like the Five of Swords is in your challenge. So this could be where the conflict comes from. I don't know. This is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So you are putting your foot down here, Capricorn. You know, you're coming in strong. Ten of Pentacles reversed. It could be a work issue. It could be something to do with money. It could definitely be something to do with family as well. And then the Nine of Cups. It's so weird because it's literally, these cards are describing what I was just talking about. Emotional fulfillment. Your personal emotional fulfillment. It doesn't align with other people in the family. It's like that feels like it's a bone of contention within the family. And it's like, how dare anyone tell you what you should need to be emotionally fulfilled? And I can see why it would cause conflict. I can 100% see that. Page of Pentacles is in your unforeseen events. So someone, maybe by way of apology, someone's going to whisk you away to something that you've never been, somewhere you've never been or never seen or never done before. Clarified by the Five of Cups reversed. Oh, the Seven of Swords reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It almost feels like it's something of very sentimental value to you. So it feels like you may be taken to a place where something that's connecting you to someone you lost. Maybe, I don't know, where you met or where you got married or where he or she proposed. But yeah, it feels very emotional. Five of Cups reversed is that it's kind of, literally it's grief. It's like an outpouring of emotion that comes from grieving. But it's recovery as well, because we have to let it out in order to heal. So it's a good thing. When you see someone openly grieving and they're not holding back, you should actually feel I want to use a better word than good, but you should feel really good for them. You should feel happy for them. As strange as it sounds, you should feel happy for them, because they are healing. They're letting it out. It's the hardest thing to see, but they're not bottling it up. They're not allowing it to poison their emotions, their own stability. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Seven of Swords reversed is about repeating patterns of behaviour, or again, this could be going back to the same old thing, same old argument. You know, maybe you've gone somewhere, as is so often the case. You've done something really lovely, really touching, very very heartwarming, and then in the car on the way back, you bring up the subject and say, hey, let me just say one thing about that, and then bang, you're back to square one, because the other person says, but no, you're not listening to me. And I can feel your frustration. can feel your frustration. Justice is your advice. Okay, we need to give this advice quite clearly. Clarified by the Lovers, the Death card, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So there's a bit of friction here, which it seems like there is. Like I said, the Justice card comes in with advice in situations like this to say, don't ever be the one to speak first. Always be quiet and listen. And don't just listen so that because you're waiting for them to stop speaking so that you can speak. Actually listen. And when you've stopped listening, think about what they've said, process it, and see if it's changed anything that you had thought before you heard them speak. Because 9 times out of 10, it will. But we don't do any of that stuff. We don't process each other's... We don't process the other person that's speaking before we speak. So, yeah, that is the best advice, because it's the quickest way to solve an argument or any kind of tension. So yeah, if you can do that, death, change and transformation, and we move on. And we move on. And we've got somewhere. And we've learned something. So yeah. And then the Six of Pentacles is exactly what I was saying. It's an exchange of energy. An equal exchange of energy. So thank you so much, guys. So last thing, Capricorn. I'll try not to waffle on about this for too long. So these 3 bracelets, I chose them because these particular stones, I've been drawn to them, I love them, and they work with 3 particular energies. So say for example, Capricorn, you feel that the one thing you're lacking is spiritual. Let's say it's spiritual. You don't feel spiritually aware, you don't feel spiritually aligned, you don't feel connected to your intuition. Then you might go to Otter Spirit and choose Labradorite, because it works with your third eye chakra. It aligns your head and your heart and your it helps you when you're talking about intuition. It helps you channel your intuition and make it and separates it from your imagination or your logic. So that's in a nutshell. This works with your third eye and your spiritual self. So you might want to buy one of those. So then you're like, great, now I'm going to be more spiritually aware, give it time. But what happens then is you've got 6 other chakras that have all, obviously this one, because this works incredibly well. Now your third eye chakra is open, almost completely open. And your other chakras, the other 6, are that much open. And you're like, oh my goodness. So now all my other chakras are out of line with my third eye chakra. Who would have thought it? So you need to get everything into balance somehow. And then you need to work out what are the next 2 most important aspects. So for me, it's my emotions, because I'm emotionally blocked much of the time. And that is because of the spiritual aspect as well, believe it or not. It's almost like being a, you know when you ask nurses and surgeons and doctors, how do you cope with seeing so much death? And you just say, or they just say, well, we just have to kind of disconnect or switch off. I think that's why I'm emotionally blocked a lot of the time, because if I wasn't, excuse me, I'd be an absolute mess doing the job that I do. But anyway, so this works with my heart chakra. It's turquoise. There are many other stones that will work with your heart chakra, and this literally helps me. I feel much more emotionally open. I feel safe. I feel emotionally awakened and, yeah, vulnerable in a good way. And then the last one is malachite, which is really powerful, transformative stone, a bit like moldavite, but not as drastic as moldavite. But this is very much a crown chakra kind of stone. It helps align your thoughts, your intentions. It's meant to be good with vocabulary, but we can't win everything. It really helps me stay grounded, and it helps keep me motivated with my feet on the floor, and is protective, and it's quite healing as well. So, but really transformative. I can feel the energy from this one. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to waffle on. These three work incredibly well together for me. You will find you need to find what stones you need to work with. You need to kind of decide where is it that you need the most, help balancing out, and then go and do your research on what the best stone for that is, and then go to Otter Spirit. The link is in the description. They've still got a sale on, guys, and I think it's going on till the end of December. So up to 35% off, which is incredible. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping, I have done mine now. I think I've got one thing left to get. You always say that, don't you? And then it ends up being like 5 things. But yeah, go. Thank you so much, guys, for your love, your support, your encouragement, and your engagement. We hit 10,000 subscribers, and I don't ever want to go on about the numbers, but I do owe it to you to say a massive thank you, and I will be doing a video just to say thank you. So, as I said, for your encouragement and your engagement, I return it to you tenfold. See you next time. Enjoy the journey.